Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. What Pro Wrestling Show we have for you? As Stephanie Victor is going to be pulling double duty. Stephanie Victor is set to defend the NXT Women's and North American Championship in one night. And Stephanie do what she needs to do and be defending the championship in two nights. And she gets her night start the first match right here against Jada Parker for the women's title. And then she wraps it up with Fallon and Henry at the end of the night for the North American title. You get a lot of things started here and now as Pro Wrestling Show start right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us on the Pro Wrestling Show for the NXT Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling Here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, let's get things started right here, right now, with the NXT Women's Championship. The women's title was on the line. It's Stephanie Victor, the newly crowned double champion in NXT, winning the NXT Women's Championship last week. Stephanie had a big night last week, well, nearly 2 weeks ago. She won the Women's Championship in a title for title match against former women's champion and the former women's champion in Julia. You can find a picture of Julia right quick. We can't. We just move on forward. But Julia, there you go, right here. Julia and Stephanie Victor having their fault match, and Stephanie emerged victorious after that situation. Stephanie Victor getting herself together. But Stephanie had a tall task ahead of. She was set to defend the women's championship against Jada Parker, the number one contender. Stephanie Victor uh, went against Jada Parker, and what a match that was tonight. Stephanie won her match over Jada Parker, but was got attacked by Fallon Henry and Fatal Influence. Stephanie set to defend the championship a little bit later on in the show. Fallon Henry and Fatal Influence, making their influence known. They turn their attention to Stephanie. Stephanie better watch her back, see what she need to do. Well, Ava, the general manager, asked Stephanie, was she able to compete? Ava asking Stephanie loud and clear, "Hey, Steph, you think you could be able to have defend the North American Championship?" Stephanie gave her, "Yeah, I can do it." Stephanie, Ava gave her the blessing, and the match will continue on a little bit later. Stephanie Victor retains the NXT Women's Championship. She do so tonight. Stephanie Victor pulling double duty tonight. Well, we get an unfortunate reaction. Ricky Starks getting a unfortunate confrontation from Sean Spears after Sean Spears with some chilling words. Spears won his championship, the North American Championship, a couple of weeks ago. Um, Spears being greeted with his group, and his group tell praise for him and stuff, as well as this right here, Ricky Starks being confronted for a lot by former AEW mates Ethan Page and Sean Spears find new life after AEW, and they do so now. I don't see nobody going to WWE, but hey, yeah, well, uh, that was a weird confrontation. We'll tell you that right now. How that went down, we'll tell you a little bit later. Speaking of that, Axion and Akon looking for more challenges. They talked about the Hardy Boys and talked about try, but the Hardy Boys they're gonna step or not. But hey, we'll see. Well, um, there was a fight. A fight broke out. Oba Femby and Trick Williams was fighting. They just took what's his name out of the picture, Javon Evans. Javon Evans like he was a non-factor. Javon Evans, what was going down, but you can tell it's going to be a triple threat match at Stand Deliver. Oba Femby, Trick Williams, Javon Evans for the NXT title. You can tell that's going to happen eventually. Well, speaking of that, the tag team, Wesley's tag team was in session as well. Wesley's tag team, they went against the dudes that want to be public enemy. They got some sound advice from the Machine Guns. Most of the Machine Gun made a pay to visit the NXT. See what the Machine Guns gonna do coming up. Ethan Page was in action. Ethan Page took on Chase Atkins. Uh, Andre Chase. Ethan Page pinned Andre Chase to get the win. Ethan Page also took his time and attention to attack. You know who Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks, we told you what happened with Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks from last week was got confronted. He got confronted by you know who. Ricky Starks got confronted by Ethan Page last week. Earlier tonight, he got confronted by Sean Spears. What went down tonight and stuff. But you saw Ricky Starks playing that as well. So we don't know what they're gonna lead to. Probably, hopefully, a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. We told you the Motor City Machine Guns. If that group that want to be public enemy, so they went down. Even we saw that dangerous group. They made a rare appearance. They made their rare appearance tonight. It wasn't too much to be soon, but hey, it was for them. Well, we get to the main event. The main event was this. Stephanie Victoria win against Fallon Henry. Now Fallon had the win, but Fallon found a way. Um, did not find a way to win. Stephanie pinned Fallon to get the 1, 2, 3. Stephanie Victoria retained her women's champion. She won and became retained, defending her championship twice in one night. Twice at one night. And she defended the NXT North American Championship against Fallon Henry, and she defeated Jada Parker in the first round, the first match of the night. So Stephanie Victoria, double tough. Big ups to Stephanie. Stephanie Victoria did it. But a lot of the other women want to step up and want to fight Stephanie for a chance to be next in line for the women's championship. Ava might even do a tournament or a battle royal. Might be similar all the women in there. She might well do a battle royal to determine who's next in line for Stephanie. So Stephanie Victoria, end of the night, as leaving, walked in as a double champion and walked out as a double champion. So congratulations to Stephanie Victoria on her victory. Stephanie Victoria did it. She did it well. All right, that is the NXT Ring Report. Let's move on to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we tell you this coming up on NXT next week. Ricky Starks going against Sean Spears for the North American Championship. Starks versus Sean Spears next week. We'll see that match coming up. Another match that really would have been the AEW match, but AEW dropped the ball. Like they always do, focus on Edge and the thumbtack. Yeah, real. But we know we get that next week when they got AEW and pure wrestlers and just drop the ball on them. So next week, Starks gets his first taste of WWE Gold. He takes on Sean Spears for the North American NXT Championship. Well, we got some news to break right here. Delirious will be the new head of creative in TNA. We don't know what this is going to do for Delirious. He worked in Ring of Honor in New Japan, so Delirious going to be pulling a lot of double, running TNA. Speaking of TNA, we're hearing reports that Gail Kim has departed from the company. Was no word. TNA wants to do a streamline and want to get rid of the fact Gail Kim was a long time performer. Gail Kim was the champion in TNA. She behind the scenes, she was a producer for the women in what's the head of talent relations now. Gail King leaving Impact TNA. Man, somebody with her knowledge, her reputation would be valuable to have for AEW or WWE have. But she said she wouldn't work for WWE because of Vince, but Vince no longer there. So she can probably WWE or AEW want some more. Speaking of who wants some more, John Cena wants the Spinner Championship belt back. And John Cena made it clear what he's going to be doing. He's even shelling himself. You can forget 20 years ago when Cena first won his first WWE Championship at WrestleMania in April. It'd be a 20-year odyssey again. John Cena holding the gold once again. Man, it's been 20 years since Cena won the WWE Championship from JBL. 20 years later, he could be even winning the WWE title again. And the 17th time world title record, being the greatest of all time. But speaking of this, Tony Hinchcliffe, who has been real controversial as of late, we got the president's roast. He's going to be part of the roast in WrestleMania. So Tony Hinchcliffe going to be on this roast of WrestleMania. I mean, trying to monetize all they can. Well, they're going to be in that theater. But do the same with the roast of WrestleMania. So you see Tony Hinchcliffe with that coming forward. So however that's going to be. Also, too, right here, we're hearing reports from Mariah may be heading to WWE as her contract is up with AEW. Mariah May, a former AEW Women's Champion. Mariah May make her way to AEW and NXT. I meant to say become like her fellow former AEW co-mates, like a Ricky Stark and Sean Spears, who made the jump. They went from AEW now to WWE. That's what we're hearing right now. But Mariah may be heading her way to WWE sooner rather than later. Well, we told you that Ricky Starks will get an opportunity next week. He'll take on Sean Spears for a chance to become a North American champion. Can Ricky Starks become the North American champion in a quick span within a couple of months? Only time will tell. We'll see. It's going to go down. Well, that's going to do it for the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. I've been your host, Kenny Dick, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. The fallout from the hectic championship match that left Mox and everybody else in a tizzy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.